Hi, this is Dylan with the Embroidery Warehouse, and today we're going to talk about adjusting the hat system on the butterfly machines that we sell. So, one of my inquiries, and I'm going to go over amongst adjusting, is the hat system and the arms being offset. Now, in some cases, it could be that this might be bent. There are some Phillips screws at the top here and then just below down here, just below it, that are adjustable to help line these up, as well as needing to figure out the spacing here to clear the roller and the spacing here depending on what type of plate you have, either the covering type or the side-by-side like this one. So what I like to do is just make sure I have a very long Phillips to reach these back screws back here, and I'll loosen them up, the bottom and the top, so I can, so I can make an adjustment here and then tightening them back up. So I keep a little bit of pressure on where I want it to set at, and then I'll tighten it up and make sure I have my spacing here. There we go. Now, the next step, if that doesn't fix your alignment issue, would be to get a few Allen screws loose, and then making the adjustment of the whole hat system and its height itself. Because as you can see, right here we have some space. In this case, it's a little too high for my liking. I like about 4 millimeters. So what I do, you get a 4 millimeter Allen key, like so, and you'll use that as a spacer. And what this does is it gives you a good running at what the height of this hat system is going to be. I'll just try to find the flat side there, and then I get another one and loosen these 4 Allens down here. You can see there's a little bit of room for sliding on the adjustment, either up higher or lower, and there's 2 more over here on the opposite side, here and here, just like these 2, here and here. Alright, so I'll just go in and loosen these. Again, that's on butterflies, it's a 4 millimeter. So in this case, I'm using a longer one so I can reach the back, but you can use a short one as well, just about the angles. Some of them are pretty tight, and you want to make sure they're a good tightness when you're completed with this adjustment. That way it doesn't slip on you later on. So right here you can see the movement up and down that the hat system makes on these slides down here. And what I'm going to do is just match it up to this 4, where it's on the flat side here and then flat against the surface here. And I'll just hold the weight. I don't want to pull real hard because the metal will flex a little bit. But you can also see how straight this can be in its movement it can do while it's loose. So you want to make sure you have yours straight and set up for the type of hat plates that you have on right here. And then we usually set them for about 4 millimeters. And when you get closer to the hat plate, there's less height. Now it just depends on how you want your machine set up. All right. Then I'll just tighten the lower right, tighten the upper left, kind of like you're doing a tire, way it doesn't shift on you. Upper right, then lower left. What I do is I'll go through, make sure they're tight. Slide my gauge out. Now you can see that clearance. It still has enough gap to not rub on the arm of the machine itself. We have our guys lined up here. I might make a slight adjustment for this one. Since we had already adjusted this one, it's pretty flush with the hat system, but you can see this one's off a little bit. So I'm just gonna get my Phillips again. This in. Readjust that height. There we go. And that's what you'll do to adjust that height. Still have clearance, but get a little bit better space when it comes to doing hats. Because you can see the difference here in the height, and that can add that much air gap of that needle coming down and causing potential thread breaks, needle breaks, and all of that unfun stuff. One other check that I've spoken about in a previous video is to make sure that your track right here, this white plastic part, is in line with your track here, like so. I've seen some cases where this lip is in the middle and it throws off the lineup of the hat system. So you want to make sure it's in track like this, under here on both sides, or if you have a single head, just on the middle part there.